This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, an Otago academic explains what's needed to fill John Key's shoes as the race for Prime Minister heats up. A major milestone is reached in the $600,000 restoration of Dunedin's old prison. And the aftermath of Crate Day raises questions around whether drinking in public should be allowed. Good evening, I'm Rebecca Dupree. There are now three contenders in the running for Prime Minister, with Judith Collins adding her name this afternoon. It follows Bill English and Jonathan Coleman putting themselves forward this morning. But an Otago academic says whoever succeeds John Key cannot be John Key. They'll have to lead the country their own way.
And now there are three. With 6 days until the National Party caucus votes for the person who will lead it into the 2017 election, there are three contenders so far: Finance Minister Bill English, Health Minister Jonathan Coleman, and Judith Collins, who is the Minister for Police and Corrections. All of whom are competing to lead the National Party going forward, and to run the country until the 2017 general election. Professor Andrew Geddes is an expert in New Zealand constitutional law and outlines what will happen from here for the party's leadership.
The National Party chooses its next leader based on caucus. So there are 59 National Party MPs. 30 or more national MPs backing someone gives that person the job as leader of the National Party. That gives them the job as Prime Minister. So there will be a caucus meeting next Monday. Those who want to be leader will put their names in the hat. There'll then be a voting procedure. Exactly what that voting procedure is, we haven't found out yet. At the end of the day, whoever gets a majority of the MPs will become leader.
He says how the person is voted for was probably decided at today's caucus meeting, with the 59 members deciding on either first past the post or another way of choosing the new leader.
I'd imagine what they'll do is everyone who wants the job will put their name up. There'll be a vote. If there's a majority at that first vote, great, you've got an answer. If not, then perhaps the lowest ranking contender may get taken out and there'll be another vote. I suspect Bill English would be wanting to win this on the first ballot.
Andrew Geddes says there isn't a threat to the political stability of the country, as the party isn't governing alone.
We have a government at the moment that consists of the National Party with its 59 MPs being supported by the Maori Party, the ACT Party United Future. The Maori Party, ACT Party United Future are going to still continue to support the National Party no matter who the leader is. Because if they don't, well, then they're not in government. They can't actually be a part of running the country. And it's not really in anyone's interest to have an early election. I don't think any of those parties would want to drag New Zealand to the polls before next sort of September, November, when we're meant to go.
Geddes says the country will keep going forward, but the election next year will be a doozy, especially as the National-led government has only a one-seat advantage in Parliament, making for a very interesting election race in 2017. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
Carisbrook Heights School in Dunedin will close for good at the end of the year. The school's Board of Trustees made the decision based on decreasing student numbers. All classes will be transferred to the main site, Carisbrook School in South Road. Carisbrook Heights was formed as a result of a merger in 2011 between Caversham, College Street and Kelton Hill schools. Enrolments have halved since it opened in 2012 and now stand at 29. The project to restore the former Dunedin prison has achieved a significant milestone. 2 100-kilogram pieces of the building's facade were put in place this morning. It's part of a $600,000 restoration project.
Pediments in place without impediment. The restoration of the former Dunedin prison is 2 large 100-kilogram steps closer after this morning's hard work. The 2 semicircular pediments were an integral part of the building's frontage, but were removed in the mid-1950s.
It's a pretty significant day because we have a photographic record of these pediments being here, these semicircular pediments being here in the very early 50s, but 1957 they'd gone, kaput. And I think for most Dunedinites, they probably have no memory of what the architectural grandeur of this place was.
Restoring Dunedin's former prison to its original glory is taking the Dunedin Prisons Charitable Trust a considerable amount of money and a lot of work from dedicated professionals. Hi, I'm Daryl Baser, 15 metres up, standing on scaffolding in the courtyard of the former Dunedin prison. Behind me, the first pediment has been erected, and the second one is going up just behind the camera. We'll see how that goes. Architectural consultant and project manager for the restoration, Guy Williams, believes when the building is fully finished, it will be another piece of Dunedin's feature architecture.
It's a really significant area, and this place, with its architectural detailing, the decorative detailing put back on, will fit very comfortably within that rather delightful, architectural expression that is this part of town.
He says the original architect, John Campbell, also designed several other significant buildings around the city in his notably flamboyant style. Williams says this part of the project is very close to its $600,000 budget, and the Trust is grateful to many organisations who are helping them to fully restore this grand 120-year-old building to its original glory. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
A woman accused of making derogatory comments about Asian tourists in Queenstown has been convicted and fined. Britain Lucy Emily D'Amico appeared in the Alexandra District Court facing one charge of acting in an offensive manner likely to cause violence. Her associate allegedly poured a hot drink outside Ferg Baker in Shotover Street, Queenstown, and was granted name suppression. D'Amico was ordered to pay $130 in court costs. Could drinking become restricted in Queenstown? The mess left behind after Crate Day has raised the question of whether or not drinking should be allowed in public places. Mina Amso has more.
Was this the final straw for Queenstowners who weren't impressed by this mess left behind on Saturday night in the Green Garden following the impromptu Crate Day event? Hello, I'm Mina Amso in Green Village, where this event has sparked controversies and key players have been in conversation about what should be done to prevent this from happening again. Key players including the Queenstown District Council and other major players, and they want to find out what should be done to prevent this from happening. The current law states that people can drink alcohol between the hours of 8 a.m. and 10 p.m. every day in places like this. Queenstown Lakes District Council Mayor Jim Bolt views the Crate Day event in Queenstown very seriously. Police told the Otago Daily Times they were in favour of a 24-hour, 7 days a week alcohol ban. For now, the council were left to clean up the mess on Sunday morning. When asked, council said they didn't know how much the clean-up job was. They are in discussions about what to do next. 24-hour alcohol ban are about to be put in place for the Christmas and New Year's from 6 a.m. 27th of December to 6 a.m. the 6th of January the following year. Mina Amso, The South Today.
Still to come on The South Today, the water is about to be chlorinated in Lake Hawea, and it's birthday time for a steaming 60-year-old.
My Els and I just love coming to Alex Campbell's. That's my favourite shop. I always get good value here, and good boys really deserve good brands and good quality. Look at these tees. Local beaches on some of them too. This is only for the good boys, the old boys, the young boys. What about some bright shorts for the boys? Excellent.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Bring some more joy into your world by adopting one of our adult animals at SPCA Otago. Call now on 473 8252. Please adopt a pet now, they will love you forever.
Emu oil has been used for centuries to support joint mobility and tired muscles. Also helpful for supporting healthy skin. Available as oil or in capsules. Go to www.silberhorn.co.nz to order emu oil today.
We're a 25 Moray Place at Dog with Tails Cafe and Bar. So we take coffee very seriously. We do what's called contract roasting, so we're creating our own roasting profile and then doing our own blends. We're really focusing on the craft of what we're doing. You know, we're going back, instead of going on mass-produced sort of cheap things, we're taking the time to really craft what we're making. Make it so anyone can come here and have a feed and be able to get something they're able to eat or that they want to eat as well. You're kind of getting a taste of cafes from all around the world when you come here.
Southern Television takes pride in providing a wide range of programming. If you have concerns about our programming or feel that standards have been breached, please write to the address on screen within 20 working days of airing. Visit Broadcast Standards Authority website for more information on the complaints process.
Yes, Sonny Chin.
Neck, shoulder, back, sciatica, pain specialists. Innovative tools specifically designed to contour your grooves of depletion and excess muscle buildup.
Sonny Chin, it works.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489-2274.
Put your seatbelts on for this one and rev it up. Thursday night is Motorsport Night. Proudly brought to you by multi-award-winning Garrador.
Welcome back. The Queenstown Lakes District Council is considering permanently chlorinating the water supplies to Arrowtown, Hawea and Glendew Bay. In the meantime, temporary chlorination of the water would begin on Monday for the summer. The Lake Hawea Township supply was contaminated with E. coli in January and residents were advised to boil water. Chlorination will continue until March, but the council will also investigate permanently adding the chemical element to all residential water supplies next year. Lake Hawea residents have generally opposed chlorination in the past. Public Health South also asked local authorities in the south to consider chlorination following the Havelock North water contamination event where more than 5,000 people became sick. There's a birthday party with a twist happening at the Dunedin railway station this week. JA 1274 was the last steam locomotive to come out of the hillside workshops. And now that it's 60 years old, residents and visitors will get a chance to get up close and personal with engineering history.
She stands proudly next to the Dunedin railway station with all of her engineering history on display. This is JA 1274, a magnificent 109.4 tonne steam locomotive built in 1956 at the Hillside Workshop in Dunedin. It was the last steam loco commissioned by the New Zealand Railways. When the steam era came to an end in 1971, the Railway and Locomotive Society set in motion a plan to preserve JA 1274.
It is very important because it shows the engineering skills that Dunedin had in the 1950s, that we could build our own steam engines, and it was a big achievement and employed a lot of people at Hillside Workshops. It's a shame now that it's closed down, but it shows our engineering history.
To celebrate her 60th birthday, open days are being held so people can have a close-up look around. There will also be retired locomotive engineers who fired up and drove JA 1274 in her heyday. And thanks to the efforts of train enthusiasts, the skills of steam won't be lost.
The likes of Ocean Beach Railway out at St Kilda here, which was New Zealand's first preservation railway, they have smaller steam engines. There's other groups like Mainline Steam and Steam Incorporated that use these big steam engines. The closest sister to this one is JA 1271, which is fully overhauled and runs on the main line. So there's examples of these engines to be seen running.
After spending most of her working life hauling passenger trains and freight trains, JA 1274 sits happily in between Toitū Otago Settlers Museum and the Dunedin Railway Station. The open days for the train will be on the 7th and 10th of December from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Dee Karen, The South Today.
Disabled students have proved they can compete with the best of them. They took to the playing field as part of the United Nations International Day of Persons with Disabilities. And some of the challenges included blind soccer and seated volleyball.
No one can tell them that they can't do it. Thanks to initiatives like Day of Persons with Disabilities, those who are often marginalised in everyday society are hitting the spotlight. OUSA at Otago University marked the occasion yesterday with a cook-off, sing-off and a kick-off.
Wheelchair races, slalom and volleyball and table tennis and pretty much everything.
Students played blindfold soccer and seated volleyball. The idea was to make people more aware of what it is like to live with a disability. These guys get to stand up and go home at the end of the match, but today's volunteers say people with real disabilities often feel invisible in the community.
Seeing how much it can really brighten someone's day or, make them feel included in something, it's really beautiful.
Paralympians later came and shared what it felt like to take home an Olympic medal.
My name's Holly Robinson and I was a javelin thrower that went to Rio. Great. And I'm Caitlin Dorr, also a javelin thrower that went to Rio.
Oh great, so you guys are in the same team?
Yes, we were.
Oh, it was a great Olympics, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was great. The Paralympics was, it was such an amazing experience, and it was awesome that New Zealand got to see that as well. New Zealand got to see what the para-athletes could actually do.
Who knows what they will accomplish next, but it's clear these plucky athletes are getting on with the business of living life to the full. Roselle LeBone, The South Today.
After the break on The South Today, we pop into a pop-up cat cafe and we'll check out weather for Wednesday.
Emu oil has been used for centuries to support joint mobility and tired muscles. Also helpful for supporting healthy skin. Available as oil or in capsules. Go to www.silberhorn.co.nz to order emu oil today.
Pregnant? Need to talk? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Pregnancy counselling services are here to help. It's free, it's confidential. Call us now on 0800 773 462.
Oh, help! Don't suffer in silence. Call Sunny Chin, Chi Master Body Technician, for structural, muscular, emotional bodywork. Phone 03 4250 606 for all your pain relief.
Bring some more joy into your world by adopting one of our adult animals at SPCA Otago. Call now on 473 8252. Please adopt a pet now. They will love you forever.
We're a 25 Moray place at Dog with Tails Cafe and Bar. So we take coffee very seriously. We do what's called contract roasting, so we're creating our own roasting profile and then doing our own blends. We're really focused on the craft of what we're doing. We're going back, instead of going on mass-produced sort of cheap things, we're taking the time to really craft what we're making. Make it so anyone can come here and have a feed and be able to get something they're able to eat or that they want to eat as well. You're kind of getting a taste of cafes from all around the world when you come here.
My Els and I just love coming to Alex Campbell's. That's my favourite shop. I always get good value here, and good boys really deserve good brands and good quality. Look at these tees. Local beaches on some of them too. This is only for the good boys, the old boys, the young boys. What about some bright shorts for the boys? Excellent.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Put your seatbelts on for this one and rev it up. Thursday night is Motorsport Night. Proudly brought to you by multi-award-winning Garrador.
Welcome back. Dunedin was the hit place for cool cats to congregate over the weekend. Kittens were up for adoption at a pop-up cat cafe where patrons could enjoy a cup of tea, some cake and a cuddle for a good cause, raising funds for animal rescue.
A relaxed sit-down for half an hour of animal therapy or a mission to find a forever friend. I'm here with Lily and I'm Roselle LeBone and we're at the Cat Cafe here and it's absolutely going off. There's people everywhere, cats everywhere, and it's just everyone's loving it this afternoon here in Dunedin. Locals had the chance to meet and greet kittens and even to adopt that special one or several who stole their hearts.
Having an animal really makes it feel like home. Like when my dog died a few years ago, it felt quite empty and stuff without the dog. We would get another cat, except my dad's not too into cats for some reason.
So now he's not going to be ruling the roost anymore. It's going to be you and your.
It's going to be me and my flat and my flatmates, and we're going to get all the cats.
While I was otherwise occupied, the cats were enjoying the interaction with these strange, unknown creatures.
Something about them, you just sit there and pat them and then you just sit there and pat them forever, and the feeling that when they come up and snuggle next to you, it's like they've chosen you.
And most of these little guys could certainly do with a break. They are all rescue cats, dumped by people who didn't want them anymore. Linda Mulholland says the cats didn't have the easiest start in life.
Sex your cat. One female cat 2 years down the track can be responsible for 20 kittens through not just that cat's generation but the next one and the one after, and we actually encounter that a lot where people think it's okay just to rehome their kitten through Facebook or whatever without making sure that it goes to a responsible home that is going to be desexed. Anything can happen.
But it makes the adoption process that much more special when the new owner chooses a cat or it chooses them. With these cats flying off the shelves, there's still plenty more at the rescue centre just waiting to come home. Roselle LeBone, The South Today.
Oh, very cute indeed. Well, now recapping tonight's top stories on The South Today. 3 contenders have put their names forward to be New Zealand's next top Prime Minister, and an Otago academic says it's all on for young and old. Dunedin's former prison is 2 large steps closer to being another heritage destination among the city's swathe of historic buildings. And Queenstown's major players are sitting down to discuss the aftermath of the town's recent crate day to try and come up with a solution to the mess. Well, it's time now to find out what's going to be inside the pages of Wednesday's Otago Daily Times, and editor Barry Stewart joins us. Good evening.
Hello, Rebecca. Political editor Dean McKenzie looks at the political landscape following John Key's resignation. And as mentioned, Bill English, Judith Collins and Jonathan Coleman have put their hats in the ring. And with Bill English as the early favourite. So we discuss that and look at the options there.
It's a 3-horse race.
A 3-horse race. And
the
of
early
course,
favourite.
If Trevor...
Jonathan?
Who's Trevor?
I'm not too sure,
Jonathan
Barry.
Coleman. If Jonathan Coleman becomes Prime Minister, senior doctors union boss says that Michael Woodhouse could well be the Health Minister. So that would be an interesting appointment. So other things in the paper tomorrow, the design options for the most discussed bridge in the south, Beaumont. So they've come out with 2 options for the new built bridge. So that'll be well looked at by many people.
That's nice and quick. It was talked about in the Wash last week.
Indeed.
Yeah.
They obviously reacted very quickly to the Washes.
Well,
they were spending so much on maintenance, and it was proposed to be looked at in 220 or something like that. So now it's 218. So progress there. So have a look at those options. It's still in our lifetime, hopefully. Tourists allegedly threatened with a screwdriver in Peninsula road rage incident this afternoon. So it's another sort of tourist story that we have from time to time. Black Caps are playing Australia tonight in Canberra. Started about 4:30. I believe there's some rain around, so I'm not sure if we're going to get a full day or night's play in, but we'll see what happens. We'll be following that with some interest.
What is the expected result? Do you
Well,
know?
it's a 3-match series. The
Yep.
Australians beat us in the first one. We can beat them, of course we can. So, yeah, well, the expected result is New Zealand would win to tie up the series.
Super. You heard that here first.
Confidently,
Thank you.
we say.
Thank you, Barry. This is tomorrow's ODT. And it's time now for tomorrow's weather.
This weather update proudly brought to you in association with Silberhorn's Manuka honey.
Here is today's Southern View. It's taken of roosters at Scott's Memorial in Port Chalmers. Very clever standing on one leg. To the situation, and a trough in the Tasman Sea will be joined by a small depression tomorrow, bringing a period of northerly winds to the South Island and cooler southwesters from late in the day. The good news is it's short-lived. To the outlook for some of these southern towns, southerlies with some rain about tomorrow for Balclutha, the Catlins, Gore and Lumsden, highs of around 13 or 14 degrees. To some towns in the central and southern lakes areas, rain for Alexandra, Queenstown and Wanaka, all on 14. Southerly winds for Tiana with showers clearing and a high of 13. And Oamaru and Twizel are both looking for some southerlies and some rain, highs of 16 and 18 respectively. Rain for Omarama and Twizel both on 15. And Dunedin tonight, cloudy with light rain and a low of 9. Tomorrow the cloud and rain continues, but it will become colder with southerly winds and a high of 13. It's summer now, isn't it? And on Thursday, sunny periods increasing, southwesters dying out, breezy nor'easters developing, 13 degrees. And in Invercargill tonight, rain easing to showers with southerlies decreasing. Tonight's low is 9 degrees. Showers clearing tomorrow, sunny periods increasing with southerlies tending southeasterly and a high of 13. And on Thursday, sunny periods and light westerlies with 17 degrees. And that's all from the team here at the South today for Tuesday. We'll see you again tomorrow. Good night.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with CAMPBELL'S Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.